We just finished a beautiful Summer Academy 2017. First, we had a fantastic helper team who came in good time and everything was prepared and everything was going just smooth. Seen from my perspective that I could just relax and concentrate on the things I had to do. First, we had public evening work. That was on a Wednesday. And on a Wednesday, all horses were shiny and people were in good mood and I could relax with my horses. I'm training on not making show. You see, I have been riding shows for many years and that's not the real art. The real art is the being together with your horse, and that is one of my personal developments, is to learn not to make show but really be with my horses. And I think, okay, I was not perfect still, but it's getting better and better, and it makes such a joy really to be together with my horses, even if there is public evening work. But in future, I will not make public evening works over the year. Means that people can come and visit me any Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday and really see when I'm working real with my horses. Then we started the Summer Academy on the Thursday, where I rather tried to make the normal horse training like a normal day where I go out and prepare my horses and come in with them, and never mind that there was a lot of people sitting waiting, that I didn't get stressed by putting a saddle on my horse and rushing in with the next horse, but really took my time with my horses out in the stable, bringing them in, being with my horses. After that, the country tables were meeting, means the people coming from a certain country to the Summer Academy were meeting in their groups with their countries and exchanging news in their countries. After that, we started the topic of the year and had lectures about hooves. And that was a very interesting part because we had people from different directions of hoof care. I missed a little the traditional farrier who put irons on the hoof. We didn't find them in our group. We had a few people who earlier had been farrier, but now don't put iron. But I do think it's important that we look into all perspectives, that we can find a golden middle. We are not against things, but it must make sense. And being too much in one direction makes it more difficult to find a golden middle. But we got a lot smarter in what the function of a hoof is, how it works, and even the important thing was that the people speaking about it were not agreeing. Where do science still disagree, and what scientifically ideas are there, that we don't get only one story and believe it's the complete story. Then we had our typically barbecue. Lighting up the fireplace, having a good dinner delivered, and meeting here in the surroundings. That is one of the important parts, because when people meet in the countries, they often meet more the people they already know. Here you exchange a little, sit next to somebody that you never met before, or meet old friends from countries where you don't meet them in your average day. And that's a very important thing, that we get our international contacts, that we are in an international exchange, and that trainers are meeting other trainers and decide to exchange and take lessons from other trainers that you didn't know before. Next day, these trainers were giving lessons. So everybody who were here with a horse, I asked them, from what trainer would you like to have a lesson? And then suddenly they had the possibility, for example, somebody from Germany who could take a trainer from Sweden, or the opposite way around, that they would never get the opportunity to have education by them. And therefore, it's an important meeting where we can see how trainers work and also have a little exchange in their work. After that, we continued hoof lecture, because that's an enormous topic. And the day before, we had to stop it because it was so heavily raining that we couldn't hear anything in here. Continue it, and it was so interesting that even though that they went over time, we just decided to continue until having the most information that they could give us in such a short time. After that, we had the brain pool of the year. The topic was a change that we wanted to do in the groundwork launch test, and that exchange is important when we change things, that we are many clever people coming together, that we could see the different thoughts, and at the day after, when we had the table of the year, could take a decision what we wanted to do. So there we put people into different groups after their opinions, getting the arguments of these groups, that we could decide out of good opinions. On the round table of the year, we then got the decision that we will take the long range position from launching into the groundwork launch test, making it a little difficult here, and that's what has been the developing over the years. We get better and better and make it actually more difficult to people to become a member of the Knighthood, and the most magnificent thing is we just get more and more. It's growing enormous. This year there were 25 new squires taken into the Knighthood on these even more difficult basic and difficulty than ever. So it's so fascinating for me to see people are ready. People are ready for taking the test even on that higher level. To me, the biggest news of the year is that we will from this fall have our own magazine. A magazine just for the academic art of writing. Magazine, yeah, it will rather be a book, because it will be 190 pages in 2 languages in the same book, German and English. And that means that we will follow the academic art of writing from magazine to magazine. In the first magazine, we will speak about the time before educating a horse, building up a relation to the horse. Then we will follow it step by step from groundwork and launching over the years. So we have planned the magazines for the next 9 years. That will be a big difference to us, to have our own way of speaking with each other over a magazine, and also bringing our thoughts into that bigger book. So if you put thoughts into a book, you have a limited pages, but 180 pages times 9 years will make a lot of space that we can go more into details with things which could not be spoken about that precise in a book. I'm looking very much forward to it. So it was a great year, 2017. Continue it. Have a nice time with your horses at home.